Boom! Fitness Focus Freedom Friday. How we all doing, folks? Uh, I am both horribly frustrated and greatly liberated all at the same time today. Um, as you may be aware, I do this normal thing on Fridays called Fitness Focus Freedom Friday. Fitness wise, mountain bike season has started for us, and so I kind of focus, if you will, on eating well, good sleep, supplements, bicycling. Haven't really been in the gym much. I really got turned off by the gym this year with the resolutionaries, the New Year's resolution folks that go in and start doing their thing. I'm waiting for them to get really tired and just give up, and then I can go back to the gym on a more regular basis. But uh, what a day! So this week I have been seeing a bunch of like AI centered news pieces, uh, especially in the WordPress space. And so Kevin Geary was advertising for Etch, posting about Etch. I shouldn't say advertising. I don't want to make it sound like he's paying for ads. Maybe he is. I don't know. But he's been messaging us and saying, tune in this Thursday, tune in this Friday. I saw it. Crap, I think I saw it yesterday. Uh, Pretty sure it was yesterday. Maybe it was. Doesn't matter. Maybe it was today. Doesn't matter. Introducing agentic AI for building websites built into the Etch page builder for WordPress. Um, Pretty slick. Pretty slick what he was showing. It's very much first versions stuff. And so, when you are an Etch member, you get to see things, pretty early in the game as they're developing things. And so if you want to be really risky and try some things out, you can, or you can wait until it's, production ready, if you want to call it that. So that was really cool. But yesterday I got to interview Matt Mullenweg. So if you're not in the WordPress space, I don't expect you to know who everybody is. Matt Mullenweg is one of the co-founders of WordPress. He basically owns WordPress. Now, people are going to say, no one owns WordPress. It's open source. It's free. You can download it anywhere you want. Okay, someone owns, Automatic. Someone owns WordPress.org. Someone owns trademarks. Someone owns. And when we have that conversation, it falls right into the lap of Matt Mullenweg. And so we interviewed him yesterday on the WP Tonic show, and our main focus was, where do you think WordPress and AI are headed in this marriage that they have going forward? And it was great timing because they had just recently put out some promotional videos with Jamie Marsland about using AI in the WordPress.com environment. It's very important to recognize that there's a difference between WordPress.com and WordPress.org. WordPress.com is when you are hosting with WordPress as a customer on their hosting platform and site by site, whereas WordPress.org is where I would get the free open source version of WordPress and self-host it somewhere else. Okay. So in the WordPress.com hosting situation, they've got some AI tools that they have made available. Jamie Marsland was doing a sample. He was, basically building a web page using this tool. And I thought to myself, this looks like what Astra's been doing the last couple of years. This looks like what Cadence has been doing the last couple of years. The way I understand it, there's a web builder with GoDaddy that I haven't used yet. But my understanding is that that's there. And so I was watching the video and I was like, this is tremendously similar to the tools I've already been using for years. So I was looking for something that was like more groundbreaking, shattering. And then he said, let's do a picture of a yoga studio, and let's add a cat to one of these. Let's agentically, I think he even said, add a cat to one of the yoga mats. And then he drew a little arrow and he wrote add a cat, and it put a cat there. And I thought, well, that's the new thing then, right? That's the new thing, right? I can agentically, type it, type in what I want to the to the builder, let's call it the builder, to my AI friend, and it will take action with what I want to have done. Now, I am seeing all of this happen in real time. I'm seeing a lot of people in the WordPress space, especially, talking about how they want to inject or embed or integrate AI into some kind of, WordPress tool. And I'm starting to get lost. I got to be honest with you. I am getting lost. Who are these tools for? Because if I'm building up, in case you're not tracking with me here, a lot of websites get built and left alone. I mean, maybe occasionally they go in once a year and update the homepage or something. A lot of websites are static. A lot of websites are not, you know, actively getting remodeled, restyled, recustomized on the weekly basis. And so when we add all of these tools to our websites, and in some cases, tools that require subscriptions to AI services, when we add all this to the WordPress environment, who is it for? Is it for the agency to build the original product? Is it for the site owner to make ongoing edits and customizations? Is it even a thought that it's not required, shouldn't be there, and maybe overburdening the platform? And the reason I say this, I have a reason. A lot of people, a lot of new people to the WordPress space, a lot of people coming in will say, "Oh, I'm tempted to use WordPress, but it just seems so complicated," right? And then they'll run off and they'll try Wix or Squarespace or Duda or something, right? Um, and they get the impression that it's easier. I'm here to tell you, none of them are easier. Wix seems pretty direct. Squarespace seems pretty direct. But with any project, you're going to say, "Oh, I wish it did this." And then you're going to say, "Well, how do I make that happen?" And then you're going to have to search it up. And then in a lot of cases, when it comes to SaaS platforms, you're going to get the answer, "Well, this will get you close. It's not exactly what you wanted, but this will get you close." Whereas in WordPress, it is incredibly flexible. You can add function, you can expand it, it can scale. You own it. You're not renting the space with somebody, right? So it's a product you own. You can migrate it, you can move it to other hosts, you can do whatever you want with your WordPress website. And so in a lot of cases, I think WordPress is absolutely the choice. But the concern that I have is that as we continue to add features and double down on complexity, is there a fear? Is there an assumption that we will continue to drive people away from the product and platform because of the implied complexity? Here's my other side of this thought. I'm an agency. If I want to make a picture of a yoga studio with a cat laying on the mat, I don't need that to be in my website. I can just use an AI tool, generate the image on my AI tool of choice, download it, and put it in the website. I can do that. I don't know why it needs to be in the website 24/7 for the rest of its life as a tool if it's only being used in the actual building process. And when almost anything that these AI tools are doing in these websites can be done externally and imported, embedded, or brought in, my fear is that we're creating too many options and too many opportunities for security issues, for update problems, for all these things. AI is developing at an incredible rate. And so I have this resident fear that we change all this and we add all these things, and then 2 years, 3 years from now, it's like it's not even applicable anymore. But then you're going to have all these legacy installations and all this tech debt that you're just going to stack up. Like we're volunteering to stack this stuff up and have to babysit it for the rest of our lives, because people are going to adopt it, hold on to it, and then it's not going to do what it was originally promised to do because it's going to phase out. It's going to be faded out. So I'm very curious in that regard. I just don't. I go back to the question: who is the tool for? What is the purpose of these tools? Why are we embedding them? Um, you know, widespread when a small segment of the community is actually going to leverage them. So that's one thing. That's one thing. It was interesting. So now, what I saw Kevin Geary doing inside Etch was almost completely different. Now that's in Etch. It's very clear. The audience is the developer. The audience would be. Ooh, the audience would be uh, agency people, developers, working in a highly professional environment for the purpose of building the site. Like it's that's a pretty clear defined AI use. One thing that Kevin gets really done, does really well. One thing that Kevin does really well, goodness, is he communicates scenarios well. You know who it's made for. You know what the tool does. Like boom, boom, boom. He's very direct in that way. Whereas I feel some of these other AI implementations are a little more ambiguous. It's like we're supposed to be excited that it's AI, and that's supposed to be good enough, and that's not good enough. I'm sorry. If you embed AI, if you complicate a platform that I'm using with my clients with unnecessary tools, unnecessary AI implementations, and worse, like I said, once you connect to this thing, do you have to maintain a subscription for it to keep it going? Does it add to the hosting costs? Um, all these questions for me. Now, uh, from a positive standpoint, hey, at least I don't live in New York City. uh, hey, I was going to tax the rich, but the rich said no, so I'm just going to raise your property taxes. Why? Because I want to give away all this free stuff. Hold on. Earlier you said it was free. You said it was going to be free, and now you want to charge. Now you want to raise my property taxes by 10%. Yeah. Things aren't free. I mean, it's got to be paid for somehow, and the rich people don't want to pay for it, and the state's not going to let us do it. So I'll just raid the pension fund, the rainy day fund, and raise your property taxes. Oh, and by the way, I think the way we can help the budget is if we just don't hire any policemen. I you can't you can't make that up. That's I am so glad I don't live there. I would lose my mind. I don't think I could sell my house fast enough if I lived there. But then again, according to his own staff, if if you own property, that is akin to white supremacy. I cannot believe there's a whole metropolis that is within that sphere that thinks that that's okay. So glad that I do not live there. So if my biggest problem is trying to figure out why AI is infiltrating every level of my agency, I think I'm doing okay. In terms of other news, how are things going? Things are going pretty good. Um, I lent my truck out for the weekend. I'm not happy about that, but everything else is great, folks. Fitness, focus, freedom, Friday. So fitness, it's mountain bike season. Focus. What is the business focused on? Sales. We're jumping in both feet on more of a sales agenda than a marketing agenda here for the next couple of weeks. We're going to be on a revenue drive, so you may see some very direct content coming from us here in the next week or two, um, and being more specific about who we help, what pain points we fix as an agency. I think that's important. Fitness focus, freedom. Uh, yeah, I'm going to fire up the barbecue, and it is Friday. So, folks, I hope you have yourselves finish the week strong. obviously finish the week strong. It's important that we stay focused and that we finish strong. And then the other thing, obviously, is cut yourself some slack. Finish strong and then cut yourself some slack. Jill, enjoy the weekend. I will see you guys next week. Bye bye.